All right, today we are diving into one of the biggest, most fundamental questions out there, something that affects literally every single one of us. We are talking about aging.
I mean, really think about it. Why do we get old? Is it just something that happens? Or is there a specific biological clock ticking away inside of us? Well, we're going to see if we can find an answer.
To really get to the bottom of this, we're going to treat it like a detective story. We're going to hunt for clues, and we've got two huge pieces of evidence that, when you put them together, point to one single powerful explanation.
So our first clue, it comes from looking at what happens when the aging process gets kicked into hyperdrive. I mean, what can we possibly learn when a whole lifetime of aging gets crammed into just a few short years?
This brings us to a set of incredibly rare genetic conditions called Progeria syndromes. Now, they're tragic, of course, but they also give us this unique window into the mechanics of getting old. It's like watching the entire aging process on fast forward, and that makes them a vital piece of our puzzle. And this table right here, it just lays out the difference so clearly. Typical aging is this slow, gradual thing that happens over decades, but with Progeria, a single mutation in one specific gene just flips a switch and unleashes this cascade of super-fast aging. The fact that one tiny error can have such a massive impact, it tells you that gene must be doing something absolutely critical. But what is it?
That one gene, it has to be the key. It's kind of like the smoking gun in our investigation. So what is it doing? What's the crucial link here that makes it so central to how fast we age? And here's where it all clicks. That gene that's broken in Progeria, it's a DNA repair gene. So when it's defective, the body just can't keep up with fixing all the little errors in our genetic code. Damage from sunlight, from the environment, even just from our own cells doing their thing. And that damage builds up, fast. The result is accelerated aging. It's what you could call a reverse proof. It shows us exactly what happens when our body's most basic maintenance system breaks down.
Okay, clue number one is on the board. Now, let's move on to our second clue. We're going to shift gears a bit, away from a specific disease and towards something that's fundamental to all of us, our stem cells. You can think of them as the master builders of our bodies.
Yep, adult stem cells are basically your body's on-call 24/7 repair crew. They're absolutely essential for replacing old worn-out cells, keeping all our tissues and organs working properly our entire lives.
Now here's the catch. For that repair crew to do its job, its own blueprints, its DNA, have to be pretty much perfect. But as we get older, their ability to repair their own DNA starts to decline. And when that happens, the stem cells just can't function as well. Our tissues don't get repaired like they should, leading to what scientists call tissue exhaustion. It's like a city where the road crews just stop showing up to fix potholes. Things start to fall apart, and that's a huge part of what we see and feel as aging.
All right, so let's recap. We've got our evidence. On one hand, we have a disease where faulty DNA repair causes rapid aging. On the other hand, we have our body's own repair crew, the stem cells, slowing down because of, well, DNA repair problems. I think you can see where this is heading.
It's time. Let's put these two clues together and finally solve the mystery. This brings us to a really powerful and actually pretty elegant explanation for why we get old.
So the common thread here is impossible to miss. Both of our clues, both lines of evidence, they point to the exact same culprit. Whether it's the catastrophic breakdown we see in Progeria or the slow, steady decline in our stem cells, it all comes back to one thing: the body's ability to fix the damage to its own DNA.
And that leads us right here to our answer, the DNA damage theory of aging. What this is really saying is that aging isn't just some random process of wearing out. It's driven by the slow, steady pileup of tiny bits of damage to our genetic code, damage that our bodies just can't fix as well as they used to when we were younger.
So, okay, if this theory holds up, what does it tell us about living a longer, healthier life? What's the secret sauce for people who live to be over 100 and are still going strong? Well, the research points to a pretty amazing answer. It looks like exceptional longevity. Living a really long time is strongly linked to inheriting a superior, more robust DNA repair system. In other words, people who live exceptionally long lives aren't just lucky. They often won the genetic lottery and got a better biological maintenance crew from day one.
Let's put that even more simply. Our DNA is the blueprint for our entire body, right? Well, it turns out that the quality of the built-in proofreader for that blueprint is directly tied to how long and how well we live. A better proofreader catches more mistakes, which means a healthier body for a much longer time.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating final question to think about. If a top-notch DNA repair system is the key to a long life, then the next big question for science isn't just why we age, but whether one day we can actually make that natural proofreading system even better.